You have wild thought on your
On a regular.
on.
Yeah,
You have wild thought on your on some of your socials.
it's on my driver's license too.
Yeah, it's Christian Wild Thought Gus.
Every time police pull me up, it's like, ooh.
They start thinking,
Is there a reason?
wow,
is there a
wow,
reason
wild thought.
other than because you are a wild thought? But is
No,
there a reason why you?
Man, to be honest, dude, like I think at the time we were mucking around with Facebook, right?
Yeah,
Like putting a middle name. Because, you know, like in places like Indonesia, you only need one name
yeah,
and you can get away with it. It doesn't prompt you to go, hey, you need a last name on this.
yep,
And then I was like, well, mine's looking bland. And then we put the we cooking on there.
yeah.
And
That was a reference to something Korean, right?
yeah, it was. I did a stint at Samsung, and that's what they called me, right? It's
We
'cause, like,
cooking.
well, over there, it's like it's a word for alien. It's like another word for strangers,
Right.
kind of like gaijin. You know, the whole that thing.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Because it's like you're an outsider kind of thing.
Ah, okay, so they were racist.
So you're saying,
Well,
so you're saying because of Indonesia, you became wild thought. So the
Pretty
best,
much.
so the best exports from Indonesia is migaran
And
and
wild
wild
thoughts.
thought, just like Garcia.
bro, I got Megarang hanging from my rear view, man.
You really do.
Man,
But, yeah.
Indonesia.
If it
Shout
wasn't
outs
for
to you guys.
Indonesia, there would be no wild thoughts out there.
What a double entendre. But we are
I'd be
here live
glad.
on a Sunday afternoon, which is a different vibe than we have at nighttime.
Yeah,
If you're watching this on our stream,
welcome.
what the hell are you doing? It's a Sunday. Get out. Go out. Or enjoy
Go to
this
church.
this current episode.
Go to church. What are you doing listening to us?
I know.
Go listen to the word. Not us.
You're choosing wild thoughts over the word of God. Shit.
I love how you try to promote the podcast. It's like, what are you even doing here?
Yeah.
What are you doing listening
Sort
to
your
us?
life out, man.
It's like 1 p.m. or some shit. Who's gonna listen to us?
So are we going to turn this wild thoughts, wild thought of the week? Are we turning that into?
Oh man, if you can keep it coming,
Ooh.
then
Wild thought of
bro,
the week.
this could be a
Pressure's
segment,
on.
man. Wild thought of the week
can you think of a wild thought of the week
for this week,
Yeah.
like something that comes to your mind.
I'm not ready. Wild thought of the week. Dude, fuck, I'm put on the spot. I'm not even sure. I'm kind of like trying to think of something that's like almost to the edge, but not stepping to the point where
Yeah,
like it's like, you know, get cancelled kind of thing. But
That's
then
a-
again, I've
that's
got
a
nothing
wild
else
thought.
on like on social. Like, I'm already
you
cancelled.
just started. So if you cancel,
Yeah, it's right on my
Grand opening, grand closing.
It's even coming and going.
okay.
It's a high turnover.
If you guys don't have a wild thought, I was thinking about this, and this might be a little too serious because that's my mo. Rue from DM season.
Shout outs.
He was asking Rennie and myself questions. One of those questions were, would you rather have the ability to lie perfectly? So you can tell a lie and no one will ever know that you're telling a lie? Or would you rather the ability to tell to know exactly all the time when someone's lying? Which ability would you rather have?
I probably being able to tell the lie and
Yeah.
not read people's lies. I've been rewatching that show Lie to Me. You seen that dude with, you know, Mr. Pink from that Thingo movie?
Pulp Fiction?
No.
No,
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yes,
He's
yes.
the actor, and his job is to be able to spot people's lies
Yeah.
depending on the muscle movements and the face. And I could see how detrimental that could be if, like, with your personal relationships. He's got a daughter,
Yeah.
who's like in her teens, and she wants to go to party. You know, she's going like, "Oh, I'm going to go to my mates," and
Yeah.
he's going like, "Nah, you're not." Like, you can't turn that shit off.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd hate to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have any friends. That
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know.
And plus, like, if you have the ability to lie, you could become a rapper. So you could
Yeah.
like show off your things that you don't have,
Lil Bow Wow.
and talk about the things that you don't do. And people believe that shit.
Not
I'm like,
naming any names. We don't want to name any names.
No, he's not little anymore, is he?
but yeah, I think I would have the ability to lie as well, because like that kind of like sidesteps to something else I want to talk about. Like, do you believe that there's a such thing as white lies and good lies? Or are you the type of person to be like, you know what, if you lie to me, even though it's a small lie or something really, you know, you have a positive outlook on it, then I'm going to cancel you anyway because like you are a liar. What type of person? What type of fence do you lean on?
I mean, I feel like this is gonna make me sound bad, but I feel like sometimes lying is necessary
Yeah.
to like save people's feelings, and that's white lies, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was talking about it with friends as well, that sometimes if you say something, even if you have the best intentions and you're being honest, the other person might not be ready to hear what you're saying. So then telling them a white lie in quotation marks to then kind of ease that conversation in for them might be the best way to do it, because it's not just you saying something, it's also how they frame that conversation in general.
Yeah, I think it's just what you do afterwards after the white lie. If you continually just keep going a lie, I think that's when it goes to no longer a white lie, more so just a stupid lie. And if you just build upon lie after lie after lie, and if you're not good at if you're lying,
there's a lot of effort as well.
It is.
It's
a lot of memory,
this different kind of persona, right?
I can't remember the stories that
Exactly.
I told, man. Like if I built lie onto lie, they're gonna overlap. I'm gonna speak a truth somewhere. This is not gonna match up with my lie. Someone's gonna be so good at figuring that shit out, and I'll be like, "Oh, my bad. Sorry. Here you go. Here's your $10." you called me out.
But the whole lying thing, like I said, it was necessary. I think for parenting, that's a big necessity, right?
Yeah.
Just to put on that thing of like everything's fine, or like parents are fighting and shit. But you like,
absolutely.
I don't know, everything's sweet because you're trying to, I don't know, maintain their innocence and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
because you don't want to get them anxious as well.
That's right. Like we don't want them
problem.
to be worrying. They're kids. Like I was raised by my grandparents in my early years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now I know they constantly lied to me. But like when I was a kid, I wanted to be Santa Claus when I grew up. Like that or a German Shepherd. Like one of the two. Anything's possible. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like later on, I'm still working through it, but no, legit. Like it's like
You could still be Santa Claus.
I can just picture.
We used to be like at Christmas.
We would dress up as Santa Claus. But like I can just picture a young Garcia being like, "Oh, I want to be a German Shepherd when I grow up," and his grandparents be like, "You can be whatever you want to be."
No,
but you can.
Like, you'll never be German.
you can be German and you can be a shepherd, but you can't be both at the same time, because that doesn't make sense. Oh, so it's either one or the other.
I mean, are there any shepherds that are German? Surely there are. If you're listening or you're watching this right now,
what are
and you're German,
oh, this is fucked up. What are they herding? Especially in the 1940s, what were they herding?
they're herding sheps
and golden shit. Like what you call it? German shepherds. Aren't they gold? Like they're gold fur and shit.
They go like head that way.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh man.
I don't want to say it. Is this the wild thought? Fucking straight into the oven you go. Fuck me. All right, that'll be my last episode.
Shout outs to all our German listeners too out there.
Shit.
Okay. Since we're going with this whole wild thought thing, I want to go with the whole theme that I've been thinking, that Filipinos are competitive people.
Yeah.
In everything that they do. Like, let's start off with like restaurants, okay? Because like with restaurants, Filipinos, there's barely any restaurants, because people that are Filipino will go into a restaurant, eat their food, and be like, you know what? My food is much better than this shit. My dad recently did this. He went to a restaurant in like around the area. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to start any beef. But he went to a restaurant and he tried the gising, right?
What's that?
It's like a
Wake
coconut.
up.
So that's what it's called.
Wake up.
It's a spicy dish called gising.
Wake up.
Where they call
No, wake up.
For context, in Tagalog, gising means wake up.
Wake up.
But like,
So
is it really called gising?
It's called gising. It's a coconut dish with chicken and like beans and stuff, and with a lot of chili. And the whole point of it is wakes you up and stuff. So he tastes that dish at a filler restaurant, and he found a way, well, in his mind, to be like, I could make a better dish than that. And he started making it at home. He never made that shit before.
Yeah.
And now he's making it. And now he's saying that my dish is better than that dish. And he doesn't go out to filler restaurants because like he knows he can cook better than that.
He bit the idea.
He basically took the recipe, sprinkled a bit of Coke on it. That's you're like
that.
wide awake.
Yeah. More garlic.
Wide awake.
You know, I'll make this better. Cocaine.
Gissing, nah.
Is that a legit
Let's
thing?
do a
Gissing?
sidetrack because I want to shout out to all the non-creative names that filler dishes have. We have gissing, wake up because it's spicy. We have
Hello.
We have hello,
Which is mix.
And there's a dish straight from Bicol, so they call it
Bicol Express.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where's the creativity? I'm like, where?
I mean.
There's one like the Cebu, the lechon from Cebu, right?
Yeah.
And they just call it
Cebu lechon.
Yeah, Cebu lechon or something.
I mean, that's.
I can understand that, but like a dish that is like has no description on it in the food in the name, like Bicol Express, that could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It
other
sounds
than
like
food.
a train to me, bro.
You know my favorite one? My favorite one? Bistek.
And it could be any meat because they're just gonna call it beef steak.
And they
It's
spell
not
it.
even beef steak.
They spell it bistek. BIST.
It's like a mystic.
Bistek. It's so good. But like it's like, oh, what is it? What's bistek? Oh, it's beef steak.
Yeah.
The creativity
What
is
it
gone.
is.
Like you have Italian food like spaghetti and what do you call it, marinara or like lasagna, and then you go to the Philippines, Bicol Express, beef steak.
Because it's a quick meal that you can get from Bicol.
No description of it whatsoever. But let's go back to like Filipinos are competitive people.
Competitiveness.
Like if you look at the map of the Philippines, they're all separated apart.
Yeah.
That
Over
shows
1,000 islands.
over 1,000 islands.
2,000 islands.
If that doesn't say competitive as fuck, then I don't know what
Depends
does.
on the tide, apparently.
Mm.
That shit was one of the questions on like those Miss Universe thing.
Really?
Well, the dude was like, "Oh, how many islands are there in the Philippines?" And she goes, "High tide or low tide?"
Oh,
And everyone was fucking clapping, bro. She was ready for that shit.
that's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
But it is a competitive thing with the number of people we got, yeah?
Is it?
Like with the people from Cebu, people that speak Visaya. I didn't realize that there's TV channels that only speak Visaya until recently.
I wish I could speak Visayan. I
Yeah.
wish I could speak other dialects of like
Yeah.
the Filipino language. My dad can speak Tagalog and he can also speak Pangasinan. Right?
Is that a language on its own?
Well, yeah, they have their own dialect over there.
Right.
I think it's called Pangasinan. But yeah, I wish I could speak that because I only know some words just from my grandparents.
Yeah.
So my grandfather spoke Pangasinan, and one of the words that I know, and I always remember this, the word for cold is umbatul. Umbatul, because my grandmother...
It sounds like a pill for cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Take some Umbatuls
Umbatul.
twice a day.
It just sounds like an imbecile. That's what it
And
sounds like.
I would only remember this because my grandmother, whenever it was winter, she'd be like, umbatul, umbatul. And I was like, what the heck are you saying?
That sounds like a good sample for a beat.
umbatul, umbatul.
What if like dialects were just different ways of like saying the Tagalog language, and then people just mispronounce it? Like if you're in Australia in English, like you can say like I'm having a good time, and then other people say eshays.
Yeah.
Are you saying the Ash lads are a dialect?
It is.
It's like
They're doing Itswa. You know, tell them they're doing Itswa.
Tell them we're doing Itswa.
Like I think it's
Itswa.
dialect. Like only Western countries don't have a dialect. It's just English. Like
I mean,
what other dialects are there? Like I don't mind having Itswa as a word in another dialect and saying it's.
Would you call Ebonics like a dialect?
maybe.
Because you get a lot of people that go to America and they would just like learn basic English,
Yeah.
not know exactly what rappers are saying, right?
Yeah.
It's just because they're saying things differently.
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe it is. Maybe
Maybe
is.
dialect started off as maybe the main language, which we don't know whether it be Tagalog or Ilocano
Visayan,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And like maybe it just became people just said things differently and just evolved, and people just started
Yeah.
mumbling and it just evolved into another thing.
Mumble rappers.
I know, like bringing it back to the topic of like competitiveness. I know that Tagalog speakers would sometimes make fun of Visayan speakers
that's a real thing, man.
because Visayan sounds like Tagalog backwards. It's like that was a joke that they're speaking backwards. But yeah, man, I wish I could speak Visayan. When I visited Cebu and like the Visayan regions of the Philippines, I was there with some friends who could speak Visayan, and I couldn't. I could only speak Tagalog, but I ended up speaking English because everyone knew Visayan or English.
This is in Cebu?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cebu.
Well, the thing with Cebu as well is that there's more English speakers there are than Tagalog speakers.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the call center things, it's like a big export there, right? And you get a lot of the people learning English going to Cebu and stuff. So that you're gonna find, like, I know someone like on the Kumu app, like this filo dude from Germany. He doesn't speak Tagalog so much.
Is he a
But
shepherd?
He speaks. He might be. He's been like shepherding these hoes, man. Nah, shout out to Miyagi. What up? No, but I don't think he speaks Tagalog so much, but he speaks Visaya. So we're both filos, right? We can't speak to each other unless we're talking in English.
yeah,
It's kind of like a weird thing,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, it is a thing.
I heard a story when I was over in Cebu that the government at the time, or whenever they were trying to figure this out, was that most of them, they were going to put the capital of the Philippines in Cebu, or in like the Visayan regions. But the government at the time was mostly Tagalog speakers, and so they would go to like they made Manila the capital city of Philippines.
Wait, what happened? What happened with the?
I think there was this like contention or controversy that where are we going to put the capital of the Philippines?
Yeah.
And because most of the government at the time, or whoever the officials were, most of them
Churches and shit.
were Tagalog speakers, so that that's why it became Manila was the capital of the Philippines. This is what I'd heard from somebody in the Philippines. Don't know if it's true. I don't know if that's the maybe historians out there can let me know. But it sounds like a pretty cool story.
Yeah, but yeah. So with the competitiveness of Filipinos, like I see it with the creative people. They have that edge where they're super want to get better than not everyone else, but for themselves and the people around them. And I think Filipinos are really strong-headed people that you can tell them something that they can't do and they'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first evidence that I could think of, the first example I could think of is like, what's the most played sport in the Philippines?
Basketball.
That's terrible.
And what's the average height of Filipinos?
Oh man.
If we're gonna go with how much spirit these guys have.
The average height of the ring too. Hey, it's going to contrast with it.
Oh man,
because like Filipinos love basketball.
national sport, man.
And one of the shortest peoples in the world, but they don't give a fuck. You know, that's why I respect Filipinos. Like they'll still play basketball.
Right, seeing street ball and feels how dirty that motherfucker is. It might as well be wrestling. Dude.
My dad told me a
All over
story.
each other.
My dad told me a story when he used to play basketball in the streets. He was guarding someone, and they went to go for he was driving the ball in, and the person went to guard and put his hands up to like block the shot.
Yeah.
And his shirt lifted up, and you could see like a knife in his.
Oh,
in the thing. My dad's like, "You can have the ball. You can,
Let me go buy you another ball just in case.
It's yours, man. You can have it. Take a shot. Yeah, cool. All right, good.
Oh, man.
You win.
You in? This was Phil's.
But yeah, that's what street ball's like over there in the Philippines. They love basketball.
They do.
Filipinos.
Yeah.
I'm saying they.
We do.
But
I don't really like basketball so much. Well, I never played it.
same.
Did you play?
Yeah,
in
I played in high school, and I could say that I am a very average player.
Yeah.
Very average, below average.
I just hung out with
But I
the
still try.
Yeah. I was never really good. I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me to be really good at basketball. And
Bro, my dad played for his school in Phil's.
yeah.
And I was like, man, Dad, I want to play ice hockey. Because I watched Mighty Ducks, bro.
You were
Bro, I
disappointed.
used to skate and shit back in the day.
Yeah,
Like,
you were. I
know,
used to
man.
rollerblade and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
which is like what? Like, again, that's a Filipino So like, you shouldn't be playing ice hockey. There's no ice in Phil's.
You want to play with ice? Here's hello.
Yeah. Shave that shit with your skates.
Just mix the hello.
I always thought that was just an American thing.
Which
rollerblading. Because I remember you used to live in the States for a little while.
With my mum. But I started doing it beforehand. Like,
okay.
It was legit. It was the Mighty Ducks thing.
Yeah.
Like I started like skating.
Which Mighty Duck inspired you to skate?
D2?
Goldberg.
Oh,
And I've got his jersey too from the first one, the green one.
Yeah.
Not the one that everybody wears with the the second, like the face mask of the duck. Yeah, I like that first movie, man.
Oh, you're such a hipster, bro.
Oh, dude. No, it was just more like
I like it before it was cool.
I like all
Purist.
3 movies, but do you know what happened to that Goldberg actor? You seen what he looks like?
He's messed up.
What
That's
happened?
rough, man. He became like a drug addict. And he just does not look like a Goldberg anymore.
It's a shame.
Yeah. So this is a nice way to make the mood go down. Like
But like, since you went skating, did you ever go to a diner and become a waitress?
I tried to, but I couldn't fit in the skirts because they were like my ass was showing.
A true wild thought.
Yeah.
The
I mean, I asked
manager said it was too inappropriate.
I asked for an extra medium.
Guys. Yo. Welcome to another episode of the Cheatcoders podcast. This is episode number 152.
152.
And I am Raf, and I am here with my usual suspects of Don Doing Stuff.
What's doing?
And new to the podcast, the legend himself, the renegade with blades.
Renegade with blades.
The wild thought. See him with some clothes and not necky. We got Christian Garcia. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, man, I just forgot the introduction. Just wanted to slip that in, and we'll get back to our conversation. So, like, you were talking about how Goldberg, the actor, was like, now you see him as this person that's struggling with life. And you can only find that shit out on the internet. And now with the internet, we have all this news about stars. And now this is why I want to segue to, I don't know, if lately billionaires have become the new reality star.
Yeah.
Like billionaires are doing shit that like I don't see billionaires doing like before.
Are you talking about Elon Musk on Saturday?
Yes, I'm talking about that. And now the big news now is that Bill Gates has had a divorce with his wife for like, I don't know, for like 20 years or something. So all this news is just dropping at the same time. It feels like the billionaires are just all over the news. So let's start off with Elon Musk. Have you guys seen this the Saturday Night Live?
I saw part of his
Yeah,
monologue.
I just saw it's on YouTube. Yeah. But I mean, I've been following like all the, I suppose the ripple effect, right? Of his
Antics.
It was like first coming out on SNL, especially the whole crypto biz, like with him tweeting and him, being on the show and stuff.
Yeah,
man, just like the amount of influence that guy's got on money, bro.
He's the influencers of influencers.
Yeah,
like everyone tries to be an Instagram influencer and try to get their like $50 worth, but Elon Musk, he just says one thing on his bio, and then everyone goes crazy.
It's weird when he says some shit and people go poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever he says, it changes the market.
Changes the market,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh man,
that's unbelievable. But
that's power, bro.
But like, what power has he changed and shifted by going on SNL?
Like for the better or for worse?
I don't know. Like, what was the point of him going there? You reckon?
I think he's kind of like that personality, right? Like that's always wanted to be like a celebrity kind of thing. Like way back, like with the whole PayPal days, but it's just over time, it's like a slow burn kind of thing. Dude's mates with like Dave Chappelle and all that, like, and he's got that thing of like, he'd like to be in front of the camera more, but he's just like a busy motherfucker, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think naturally he does a lot of cameos in other movies and shit.
Yeah, he does.
So, Iron Man, This Is Him or whatever with James Franco. So he's just that dude.
He's in Rick and Morty.
I quite enjoy his humor though. Like it's very dry. The delivery is just super dry.
At the same time, I'm pretty sure he's thinking of some more wild thoughts, but he can't because again, I mean, the dude smoked the joint in a legalized state, and people go nuts. You know, he's doing something legal, but if he says some shit that he's really thinking, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get cancelled hard.
I don't know. Like, he's got so much power that it really depends on like what if he goes Kanye. If he goes full blown Kanye,
I think
He's ripping mics off people.
he also mentioned on his monologue that he was the first person with Asperger's to like host SNL.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the first person, I don't know if
the facts are right.
Is
correct?
Asperger's the like on the spectrum? Would that be counted as on the spectrum?
I wouldn't even know, man.
Yeah, because
I think it's a different thing, right? Asperger's.
yeah,
Like, I'm thinking like Sheldon Cooper is like, he's got Asperger's.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think Elon Musk is saying that he has.
Yeah.
Is that the first time he said it, or like is this common knowledge?
I'm not sure. All I know is
Because that's the first time I've heard
yeah.
of that. Like, I didn't know.
Like he seems like a strange guy, and I don't think you would be wrong to kind of assume that maybe he's on the spectrum somewhere. He's kind of like not exactly. He's further along in the spectrum on the kind of like autistic spectrum or Asperger's spectrum, that kind of stuff. But like he mentioned that in his monologue specifically.
Yeah, it was like a throwaway line too. Like, it just threw it there. And that was the first time I've heard of it, and I know it kind of like not made it kind of made sense or something, like the way that he delivered, the way that he is.
Yeah,
it just seems that it's on that, but I enjoyed the humor, man.
Were his sketches funny? Were the sketches funny? And I mean, sometimes it doesn't necessarily. It isn't dependent on the person or the actor themselves, because they have different writers making those sketches.
I
But-
only saw a few, but what I saw, it was pretty good. Maybe because my expectations were really low.
Okay.
Because like I think like we know expectations is the end all or be all of like everything that we judge.
Yeah.
Because if you set the expectations high, say Dave Chappelle on SNL,
Bro.
What was it? Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like comedy is such a bad thing to like over promise to, right?
Yeah.
You hype something up and you go, oh, this motherfucker better be funny. And if you don't laugh or like, it doesn't meet it, and you're like, man, this guy's so shit.
And I don't think anyone was expecting him to be funny at all.
yeah, or entertaining or any of that. So they were just expecting a show like of some sort, and then they probably got more than they bargained for.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe saying that you have like a 3-inch dick and having only 4 is the best way to go.
That's reference
I
to
only
another
got a,
episode of the Cheat Coders, by the way.
2-inch. Get ready for that 3.
It's 1-inch bonus.
Mine's inverted.
But yeah, so
it's minus.
He goes
It's
inwards.
minus 3-inch.
and,
It's BC and AD. It's before cock and after dick.
You've said that before.
Jesus was born right in the middle. That's fucked up.
Oh, bro.
that's been another episode. Of
Wow thoughts. I don't have it as a button, so I can't really press it all the time. But yeah. All right, let's segue to another topic.
Right.
I wanted to talk about, because we have a comedian here by the name of Don Valix.
Ugh.
And one of his lines that really stuck with me is to achieve greatness in R&B, you have to cheat. Or you talk about cheating. And R&B is just based on cheating.
Sex and cheating.
Sex and cheating. And I want to add on to that dirty macking. A definition of dirty macking is if I was to approach a girl who's with someone
Who's taken,
who's taken, and I pretty much know that guy, or if I don't know that guy, I bring down that guy. I will go to the girl and be like,
You're
you know,
effectively being Mr. Steal Your Girl.
yeah, effectively, and bringing down someone in my benefit, so I could have a better chance of being with that woman. So that's dirty macking in a nutshell. And how many songs are in that little category of dirty macking? The first thing that comes to my mind is, "Baby girl, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt?"
Let Me Love You, Mario.
Yeah, let me love you by Mario.
Right.
Like, that is dirty macking to a T. Saying someone else is not good for you and that you're the better person.
I don't know, but I feel like "Let Me Love You" is more along the lines of like he's not treating you right. Let me.
But how do you know?
But is that
we
is
never
that
had
dirty,
it? You know,
is that dirty macking?
I could make up
Yeah.
stories about someone saying that he's not treating you right.
He doesn't know
I
his
saw him
life.
at the club, with some other chick. You better be with me, baby girl.
I'm trying to think of this other song by R. Kelly with the whole like you better step your game up or something.
like I do.
Is that it? See, I think this has been going on for a long
like that.
time.
Yeah, man. Everyone's
Stealing
trying to
other
steal.
people's
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
But
Trey
he's R.
Songz is
Kelly,
still
bro.
involved.
Like people are throwing themselves at him. Why does he need to steal? Leave some for the rest of us, bro. Just make sure
There's a
IDs
pedophile
and stuff.
I mean, that was my joke. I'm gonna tell the joke. I'm gonna tell this, and for everyone listening out there, the joke is that, like, because R&B is about sex and cheating, and for me, when I wanted to be a better R&B singer,
Just
and
those two things.
I felt like I needed to cheat on my girlfriend to be a good R&B singer. So I did. So I cheated on my girlfriend, and I became a really good R&B singer. And I thought to myself, I'm a good R&B singer now. I could be a superstar R&B singer, but I don't want to fuck kids. And like, I could be a household name comedian as well. But maybe if I want to become a household name comedian, like, judging on history, I might need to rape somebody.
Bro, exactly. The Mr.
So,
Schmil Schmosby.
So if you think about it, being a normal R&B singer that's cheating, I think it's okay. If you think about
Dark
it.
humor. But yeah, that dirty macking vibe, that has been the subject of a lot of songs in R&B.
And I want to ask, have you guys ever done that in your real life? Have you ever approached a woman and be like, you know what, I could treat you better than that person?
Go on.
Gus is looking at me like. I mean, I've always I don't. First of all, premise I haven't dirty macked. I haven't done that, but I have taken it from that perspective of Mario's "Let Me Love You," right? Knowing that there's a guy that's treating a girl wrong, and the situation was she was telling me that she was telling me that he was treating her wrong and treating her badly.
Yeah.
And I'm there trying to convince her to be like, you could do better.
But that's the thing
You could
that
do better.
anyone could say. Like, even her girlfriends are saying, oh, yeah, you could do better than this motherfucker. Right?
Yeah.
But not necessarily taking her from the dude.
Yeah.
But when guys kind of do it, you
Yeah.
know there's an agenda right behind it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd be like, oh,
Hang on.
fuck.
1 second.
Here comes Tito Don. Tito Don in action.
Go easy on them, Don. They're just kids, man.
You want to be an R&B superstar. You don't want to be an icon.
Oh, he's going to be on the news tomorrow. Oh, gosh.
Don's like, oh, I can't wait for my show. And then the organizers be like, what show?
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Even the bouncers won't let you in. You're not
like,
on the list.
We heard your joke. we heard your joke.
You're talking about when if somebody heard my
But
R&B
then you can
joke.
be like, nah, man, I'm not trying to rape anybody. I'm just trying to cheat on people. Just perspective, please.
Oh man,
It's a good joke. I really like that joke. Have you tested it out yet?
you helped me write that joke.
Yeah.
You helped me write that joke, but I have tested it out, and it kills. Every
All
time I tell
right.
it.
Okay. Cool.
It
I
kills every time I
have you
tell it.
tested that on a stage?
Yeah.
It kills
Alright, cool,
virgins.
Oh Lord.
Hyman's gone.
Oh jeez.
Jesus.
Oh.
Don, what are you saying? Why are you saying these wild things?
Wild thoughts. All of these wild thoughts.
thoughts, Don.
Outlandish doing stuff.
Oh mate, doing outlandish stuff. Oh man.
Oh, God.
All right.
Ooh.
But yeah, R&B songs are like more so in the cheating and the dirty macking vibe.
And I feel like in the when I was growing up in high school, every time a girl had a guy best friend, maybe that's why I was so kind of insecure about like a girl having a guy best friend because of R&B music. Because R&B music told me that guys and girls can't be friends. Because the guy would always try to dirty Mac.
Yeah, the
Always.
guy best friend is the dirty Mac in a nutshell.
Always.
I never had a girl best friend, mainly because I was trying to finger bang. But that wasn't like because of the R&B thing. It was because I was 14 at the time. That's my natural body, man. It's like, I don't think we could be friends, baby.
Oh no! Oh,
But at the same time, I've never dirty Mac. Like, it was always the whole thing of they're having like some shit with going on with their boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, all right, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
As soon as they break, that's when you kind of like start talking to them and
Yeah.
doing the whole thing, but never beforehand. Because that,
Oh,
it feels like shit, bro, when that's happening to you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
so you were like first in line for rebounding. You were like
Kind of.
You're like the.
I was,
You were there to
I was
catch
one
the
of the
rebound.
guys in the
You're-
paint like this.
You're the
Just
Shaq,
waiting for
the
that to
Shaq
go
of
in.
dating.
I was ready to spring, bro.
You're boxing out and shit.
Me and like 3 other guys, man. Just doing these. Filipinos are competitive people, man.
They're waiting for that ball to
There's a
drop
fucking knife in my pocket.
into the
Oh
DMs.
man, I can just see that. Oh, that's
Jesus,
great.
basketball. Oh, this is fucked, man.
I know there's a change in your profile. It's like, what was the line that you would use? Like, oh, I heard, or you'd be like, I heard.
Oh man. Oh,
Man.
I've got a story that isn't necessarily dirty macking, but it is it's very similar to that. In high school, there was a girl who was like the popular pretty girl in high school.
Which one?
I'm not gonna say her name. You know. Anyway, she had a boyfriend when she first started high school, and I think they'd been together for ages, and it was year 7 or year 8, like late year 7 and year 8, they broke up, and like all the guys had a crush on this girl. Every fucking guy had a crush on this girl.
Ready for the rebound.
Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out who this is.
I'll tell you later. But anyway, my friends were like, I told my friends, like, I was really honest. I'm like, bro, I really like her because I kind of wanted to get to know her and blah blah blah. And my mate was like, bro, you should totally ask her out.
You should pass her.
You should pass her. You should totally ask her out. Just go ask her out because she's not with that person anymore. Go ask her out.
You know what that translated to? Like, in my mind, all I heard was dibs. That's all I heard. Oh, shit. That's all I heard. You were talking to your guys. Yo, you know what? I really like her.
But hold on. Let me finish the story. True. But let me finish the story. My mates and one particular friend of mine, friend in quotation marks, was like, man, go ask her out. Go ask her out. It was the next day after she'd just broken up with this guy, and I'm like a 13, 14-year-old kid. I don't know any better, so I'm like, hey, how's it going? I just wanting to know if you'd like to go out with me. And she looked at me, was really. She gave me this look like, oh, that's sweet, but no. But her friends were like, she just broke up with the boyfriend. Can you just fuck off? And I was like, oh, well, shit. I feel like an absolute fucking dickhead. Went back to my mate, and he was like laughing at me.
He got set up, bro.
He went out with her the month after. He went out with her. I'm like,
He used your pain.
bro.
Oh, that's mad.
Go there and make me look good.
Threw me under the fucking bus.
You wingmaned him
Threw
without
me
knowing it.
under the fucking
Oh
bus.
man, baby,
Bro,
I just don't get
That's
it.
dirty fucking macking.
That is-
And I was
that
like,
is dirty
That's
macking.
dirty macking.
That is dirty, Mackie.
He was fucking
Yeah, it
strategic
is.
with that shit.
Wait, is he filler?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Nah,
Fucking
competitive.
hell.
But wait,
Waiting for the rebound.
This chick, what's the name?
It's
Shmishmanda, Shmishlonglich.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't her. I'll tell you later. Anyway,
That's a perfect story of dirty macking in a way that you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Because like usually you think of dirty macking as a spoken thing.
because I thought this guy was my mate as well. Like, just
Did you know that your mate liked
You're the sacrificial
girl too?
lamb.
I figured actually I didn't know. Again, I was 13, 14 years old,
Yeah.
years old, and it wasn't until after I'm like, every guy likes her. Every guy likes her, and yes, I can see how what you were saying. That's dibs, right?
Yeah, like I would,
I'm
like,
calling dibs.
you know, you got to play your cards right. Like you got to let people know. You know, you got to poke your chest.
But
out.
I was like this naive little kid,
You got sent to the wolves.
bro,
Sent to the wolves.
bro.
And then he would have came because like he would have came to the girl and be like, "Man, I heard guys are giving you a rough time."
Yeah.
For sure. I heard guys are giving you a rough
Let me
time.
protect you from these assholes like
Yeah.
Don.
I know right now you're not looking for a boyfriend. I
Like
think
Don
I
in
know
particular.
deep down inside you're just looking for someone to be there as a friend. I could be that person for you. Waited 3 months, boom, shakalaka in, man.
Shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. He's like this. He's
looking at it.
he's like waiting, and he's just like in the paint, just like yeah. I'm
We didn't
waiting.
have phones back then, so he was crossing that out on the fucking calendar at home.
He was like, he's,
3 months is done.
Rebound.
he's standing in the paint, just like this. Don's gonna miss this shot. Don's totally gonna miss this shot. Bro, take the shot. Boom, rebound.
You know that game, the filo game, where it's like a grid, like a bamboo grid, and then you put like little prizes and shit on it. So it'd be like toys or money or like candies and shit. And then they hang that, and then they lower it, and then all the kids fucking jump, and then they'll fucking pull that shit up.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
That's what we were doing.
That's what it was.
Like, oh, fuck you.
Oh man. Dirty
And this is
macking.
dangling pussy over you. It's just, we're still kids at heart. It's just the prizes change.
The price is
Big
changed.
boys' toys, I
The
think is what
carrots
they call.
have changed. Oh,
I can imagine you just like fingering, trying to reach,
This, bro.
trying to poke the prize.
You should see.
Oh man, I don't want to call you finger bang Christian from now on. The wild thought finger banger.
I still have this image of Garcia like this on a basketball court. Just,
That's the
It's
truth.
like a
though.
fucked up childhood that brought me here. He's like, pin the tail of the donkey. And I go, I don't need no tail. You see the picture of the donkey just going,
Wow, wild thought.
shit. Pinatas and shit. It's like, fuck a stick, man.
This is the wildest episode.
I got like abs on
bro.
my fingers and shit, man.
At night, just how you work
Been
out.
working it out.
Work out. Like sit ups for
Dumbbells.
fingers.
No.
Four sets of 15.
Who knew this was going to be an R-rated episode
Oh, man.
of the cheat coders?
Well, you know, we were talking about R&B, so we had these stories, man.
yeah.
But like, I want to talk about because like he had a competition with this guy, and he was very strategic, and he
Strategic.
ended up winning the match.
Mm.
So there's a boxing match coming up. I thought at the start we talked about this before, and I thought it wasn't going to happen.
Ugh,
I thought
man.
it was never going to happen, and it seems like closer and closer. It as the days go on, it's becoming real and real. So, what's your thoughts on the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul?
The date's been announced
Has it
already?
been set?
I think it has been said. Can someone fact check that? I think it's in like July or something like shit like that. So they had like a meeting. Of what you call it? What do they call them? Conference bouts where they kind of like go head to head or something like that. And for some reason, his brother Jake came in and stole his hat. So
Oh, right. Yeah,
was that
I
what it
saw
was?
yeah, that was it. That was it. So like Jake came in, and because it was a conference for, I think it was a conference for Floyd Mayweather and Logan
his
Paul,
hat.
and then Jake comes in, and he even said on his TikTok, "I'm going to steal this guy's hat. Let's see what."
Oh,
happens."
legit?
It was all for a
It's
TikTok.
going to be So I think it's going to be shown live on June 6th.
June 6th, so close. In a couple of weeks.
That's coming up, man.
I mean,
What's the outcome going to be?
I mean, I really.
He has to knock him
with
out,
those
right?
shows,
That seems to be the only way that everyone's happy. If he knocks him out, as in Floyd Mayweather.
But
knocks him
that's the
out.
thing, though. It's a show. Like,
Yeah.
Mayweather doesn't really fight unless there's like a big pocket now, like a big pot.
yeah.
So,
But
I
is
really
he
don't
is
take
he is he
those fights
desperate? Is he
seriously anymore.
desperate for money that he would, even if it's a fake show like a wrestling style, that he would lose about?
Oh, Floyd's not losing that. Nah, no way.
Is
there any chance that he would lose?
Look, I mean, if you think about the differences between them, like Logan, or which one?
One of the Pauls.
I don't care the difference. He's much taller than Floyd Mayweather,
Got
so
more
his reach is much higher. So like, I don't know if Floyd's kind of, if his style of boxing is going to be able to do anything against Logan Paul. So Logan, I need to find out difference.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
Floyd.
If it's a show, then I'm pretty sure that Floyd's gonna win. If it's for show, he's gonna win.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, there's
Logan
no way
Paul.
Floyd is gonna let go of that record for a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a big money maker kind of thing, right? Especially with the whole stealing the hat thing. It sells tickets, definitely, and that's exactly what Mayweather's been doing for a while now. Like, not just with boxing. He fought that Japanese kid who does like Muay Thai or Muay Thai in Japan for the same thing.
Who did
Knocked
this?
him out. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Did it on like a New Year's Day kind of event thing.
He's kind of like the cameo of fucking boxing.
Yeah, but he's still a really good fucking boxer. That's why I'm saying, like, I mean, as much as what's it called? Like, Logan's big and he's got longer reach and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, even the faster dudes, like faster boxers than like Logan, like they still can't get, like, they can't touch Floyd, bro. Like, he's just a really quick dude.
Yeah.
Fucking bounce it off his shoulder like that thing that he does. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, the Philly shell.
So we think now that Floyd's gonna win, but how is the match gonna happen? Like, is it gonna be like a 1-round knockout thing, or is it gonna go all the rounds?
Oh, man.
I think because it's like I don't think he's going out to knock him out. Like, it's just really, hey, let's put on a show. I'm still gonna be beating you, but I'm not trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? Just try and sell tickets and shit, because this might not be the only match that we have. You know, considering like how much money it's garnering and stuff. But yeah,
I feel now that the only thing that this match is benefiting is the Paul brothers.
yeah,
That
yeah.
like I think
'cause
Floyd has nothing to gain from this.
Yeah.
$30 million maybe.
Oh yeah, money wise. I'm just thinking like yeah. So he's getting money, but like besides that, I don't think he's getting anything. Like even if like Paul wins, he gains something. Paul loses, he's probably going to gain something.
But it's always the dude that's like in the top, right? Like, you really don't have much to gain. It's like everything else is like you've got to lose. So and Mayweather's been sitting there for a while. It's just he's not going to give up that seat.
Yeah.
Like, especially going like, oh, who'd you get beaten by? Like a YouTuber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like mad disrespect.
Imagine that happens. Like, what would happen if that happens? What would happen to the boxing world as a whole if that happens?
It's kind of like getting there now, where a lot of fans are going like, man, this is bullshit. Like with
It kind of
his brother Jake.
It
and
kind of
shit.
taints boxing because it makes it.
But it's a like a sport that's kind of like, I think the fan base, it's kind of changing. Like, there's a lot of older people that were really into it. It's kind of transitioning now into MMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a sport that'll still be there, but there will be a point where MMA is just going to surpass it, like in views wise and
Yeah.
those HBO matches and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because like, yeah. So you're saying that boxing in popularity will decrease while MMA will increase?
Yeah, I think because MMA is still growing. You know, like,
It's a young sport, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very young. Like,
Yeah.
so, like in terms of like the growth and stuff, you can kind of see it now. You know, like with more and more people training, like in the gyms and stuff, more and more people are getting into MMA than going to like boxing gyms and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just even normal like working out gyms will have a ring there and people are working out for MMA, but you don't really see as many boxing coaches around as much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I do see your point, because like nowadays, like if you think boxing, you're thinking about these bouts that seem like celebrity deathmatch, you know? Like like there's a real boxing going on, right? There's like real boxing matches happening.
Yeah.
There's titles being held and fought for, but no one's talking about them. They're
Yeah.
talking about this.
Yeah, it's the one that has more notoriety.
Yeah. And with UFC, they're always talking about their events with like pure MMA shit, real bouts, real fighting, real like titles being held, and then boxing, you don't hear a thing about the real shit. And I could see that happening now. Now that you mentioned that the popularity will decrease in boxing, while the other increase.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I think it's like the whole like boxing superstars and stuff, right? Like back in the day, like Mike Tyson's, and there were like the names that it's like synonymous with Jordan and like, you know, the GOATs kind of thing.
Yep.
Like who do we have right now? I mean, like Mayweather's he's retired, bro.
Yeah.
He like Canelo's and stuff, but unless like people actually actively like watching boxing, like
there's not that much. There's not
like,
that much.
If
interest.
I went outside to that party going on that, you know, everyone else could probably hear, and ask them who Canelo was, there's probably a handful of people probably heard of him.
Yeah.
But then you hear like, and you go, oh, like anyone heard of like Floyd Mayweather? Everybody's heard of him.
Yeah.
But the dude's not actively fighting anymore.
Yeah.
So like now, but if you said some like UFC names and stuff, like they're gonna be more familiar with that shit.
Yeah.
So it's one of those sports.
So
right?
so you think it's an effort? This sort of stuff is an effort to get more attention on boxing.
Yeah, man. Well, you're not gonna shy away from more attention, right? Especially when like the sport's not seeing the same numbers as it was before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's giving attention to boxing, but in a way that is turning into a wrestling spectacle type of thing.
yeah, it's definitely kind of like
It's wrestling
I
right
don't
now.
want to say like sellout, but it's like it's tainting the sport a bit.
Yeah.
It's sports entertainment now. It's
Yeah.
not sports. It's like what wrestling is, sports entertainment.
Yeah,
It's there for the drama and for the money,
theatrics and
theatrics, and the build. Like this could have the best build like right now, and then it could end up being like a 1 round knockout, or it could end up being just like a average fight that no one will ever remember, but they will always remember Floyd Mayweather's hat getting taken off.
Yeah, exactly. It's the stuff that leads up to it that you remember more. Like say when McGregor like, you know, got in the ring, right? And it was like the 3 conferences where he's fucking talking shit with each other.
Yeah.
I remember those more than I do the actual match.
Actual fight. Yeah.
you know? So
And that goes beyond just sports in general. That could go with movies. Like you can always remember the trailers you watched and how people like this posters happening and the rollouts, and even with music, people's rollouts, and then the final product doesn't match how they hyped it up to be.
Yeah.
Like, and it can even go to, if you want to go away from that, it can go everyday life. Like you organizing a party, you'll always remember organizing it.
yeah.
And then when you go to the actual party or event, it just breezes through and you just don't remember. It's not as good as the hype that you build it up to be. So, like, I think that's a whole universal thing where everything is just all the journey.
with you guys, before, like, you guys are artists, right? When you make music and stuff, because you've seen that shit, like the time that you spent, like from bare, like nothing, to the point where like the song's actually made, and then you've released that shit. Do you remember more? Like, what would you remember more? Like the actual song being played for the first time, or the hours that it took you to?
Yeah.
Right.
It's
You
the
know what I
latter. It's remembering all of the work that's been put
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
All of the build up to
Build
it being
up.
released.
Yeah.
The actual shoot of it.
Yeah.
And then when you release the product, like the product's awesome. And then, but you remember the hard yards. Because I think because like as creators, you just remember the things that you create, right?
Yeah.
And then the product is just the final product. It's the final product is there for the wider audience. The building and the creating stuff is just for you as an artist.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I see it. And then sometimes you'd go, like we always talk about it, like you'd create something and be like, oh man, this is fucking dope. You release it, gets no traction, gets no attention.
Yeah.
And then it can happen the other way around. Like, oh fuck, I hate this shit. This is the fucking headache. You release it,
That's the one
it
everyone
explodes.
plays.
Yeah, everyone plays it. Everyone loves it. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this is
it's like-
amazing.
It's like make a shitty parody of a Katy Perry song, and it gets like 1 point
20 minutes, bro.
1
That's all it took me. One take, Jake. No, like I kept on
1.1
doing
million
like
views.
100 takes on that one, eh?
How was your experience being like, not rapper by trade, getting into the booth.
No, well, again, like that was really Don's hard work, dude. Like he made the music thing. Basically, like I'm kind of joking, but it probably took me like an hour to do my part of the thing, and and like a little bit of the camera. This dude flew to Phil's and got footage, and edited it. Like it's like it's his work really, and I just kind of like there's a footage, like there's a part of the footage there where, you know, there's like the Jeep, right, and then there's the dude hanging in the back, like that didn't even pay for a fucking ticket. That's me, bro. My effort is this, like just getting up like that, and I just hung on.
Buy it.
I hung on there for 1.1 million.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Totally love it.
But yeah, like I think just to sum that up, I think this match doesn't seem like a boxing match to me. It sounds more. It's
a spectacle.
It's spectacle.
It's a show.
But it's entertaining enough for people to pay for.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because of just how disparate their height, their striking distance is.
We're practically talking about Godzilla versus King Kong, the movie. Practically, like if we were talking about like this is, it sounds like a movie.
I can just see King Kong just doing this, doing these ones. Just
I think Godzilla would have been Tyson with his short arms. Eh?
He would bite an ear here and there.
Yeah, Tyson had that fight recently with Roy Jones, right? And it was the whole thing of like build up.
Yeah,
and then now it's like really like kind of like disappointed with the outcome.
Yeah,
set your expectations low.
That was set up as an exhibition match, and so, and the guys are like over 50. I mean, yes, Roy Jones was training. I think he was doing some fights or sparring. Yeah.
As you were saying, but you were doing that. But then you see Mike Tyson spin out all these videos, and you're like, man, this dude's 50. And then when it happens, like, you know, these guys are over 50. So
they're over 50, but at the same time, like I kind of wasn't expecting them to beat the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? Like they're over 50. They've lived through their prime already. Yes, they're gonna be good boxers because that's what they've trained for years. But then I'm not expecting them to beat the shit out of each other. You know, I feel like Logan Paul could seriously beat the shit out of Floyd Mayweather.
Legit.
I feel like he could.
Yeah.
Right. Floyd has a lot better technique.
Yeah.
He is a really good, if not one of the best defensive boxers.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Trying to catch him is really hard.
Yeah, and just like so, based on the range and the height difference, I like. There's a lot of advantage for Logan Paul to
but that height and range advantage becomes an advantage when you know how to use it, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think.
Yeah, why have a big dick when you don't have to use it? You know?
Why you just fucking fumble?
You just fumble your way through. You're just like, is this right? Is this right?
It just becomes dead weight. You know? It's like if you don't know how to use it, it becomes dead weight.
What if I like stroke in this way? That doesn't feel right. You just fumble your way through it, like we all do. Right, guys?
Well, just can't get it in the spot.
I'm looking over at Mo, like right guys,
you're looking at his crotch.
Right, Mo, you know what I'm talking about.
I thought he was sitting on a stool, bro.
He's sitting like a fucking kangaroo and shit.
He doesn't need a camera tripod.
He is the tripod.
What?
In Mexico, they call him tres legs.
Oh man! But yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see. I
so you think that he has a chance of winning?
All I'm saying is that his reach advantage and his height advantage is an advantage, right? It is one way. If Floyd can definitely defend against that, but then in a boxing match you also need to hit back.
Yeah.
And if Floyd can't get in and out really quickly, then then he's like,
I'm looking at that advantage as like a fast car for a shitty driver versus like a slower car for a fast driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless he knows how to use that thing, like make it an advantage,
yeah,
it's not gonna work, man. Because again, like the like some of the best boxers, bro, like going up against Floyd, fucking so hard to catch him.
Yeah.
So hard. Like that's I think that's his main kind of like thing that keeps him on the top, right?
All right, so are we going to go Rudy Hill RSL to watch this?
Wait, when's it on?
It's on
June
6th of
6th?
June?
Yeah.
June 6th. Which
I
what
think
day is that?
I
What
know.
that's American time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it would that's a Sunday, I'm assuming, and that would be Monday in Australia. So we'll
Oh, wait,
figure it
no,
out.
it's usually like Saturday night
Saturday?
in America and then Sunday lunchtime here.
Well, I don't know with these special matches.
It's a Sunday here,
Yeah.
Sunday here.
June
Okay,
6th.
Let's go Rudy Hill RSL. It'll just be us
It'll
three
be
watching
in the
this.
mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
And wear our Manny Pacquiao shirts. We go for Logan Paul.
That's
We hate
fucking
Mayweather.
sour as shit. Oh, fuck.
Yes, yeah, just to try to get that revenge on Floyd.
Do it for Pacquiao.
for Pacquiao.
The enemy of my enemy is
Hit
my
him,
friend.
hit him harder. Oh my god,
Shit.
Jesus.
What's Logan Paul's, he's got like a name for his fans and shit. Mavericks or something?
I don't know.
Is that what it is?
I don't
The
follow.
pole
it.
It's like,
dances.
so how many like
Pole dances.
dick riders. No, but there's a bunch of like filo titos and stuff that are like buying his merch. I subscribe to you, Logan.
I see.
You are an honorary Filipino.
I could just see the Filipinos watching. Oi, careful, Paul! Careful! You might fall. Oi! Logan Paul! Oi, you might fall. Careful!
And that I'm usually with the dad jokes, but here we go. Here we go.
It had to be said.
Yeah. It has to be
Don's
so.
been making dad jokes since we made up like a kid. Like we made this like a story that he's got a son, right? Well,
So okay, I think.
are we outing this? Are
And I
we
mean-
outing the fact that it's
Yeah.
not real?
Yeah, we
Billy,
can do it.
Is this Billie Jean all over again?
No. It's been years. So I think.
Yeah. Kid's probably got his own driver's license by now.
So I used to have a photo of my
Are you a
cousin.
fan of Logan Paul?
yeah.
I used to have a photo of my cousin Kyle in my wallet. Right, it was like a baby photo of him in my wallet. Shout outs Kyle if you listen to this, but and people would see that when I'd like go to pay for things and then just see this kid and I would just kind of brush it off. I wouldn't talk about it. Anyway, Garcia and Ken Hendricks started telling people that was my kid, that I had a kid, and depending on who they would speak to, it would be like, oh, it'd be this girl or this girl, like depending on my ex.
It's always a girl.
Depending on the ex.
Depending on the ex. So if they knew
Where's
one
the kid?
ex, they
Ah,
knew.
with the mama.
Yeah.
Baby mama.
And they even gave him a name,
This is Dave and Joseph or
Dave.
DJ for short.
DJ Alex.
David Joseph.
And it was like
Davin with an N.
Davin Joseph.
Yeah, bro. Just make it sound more filler. You know what I mean?
David Joseph
Davjo.
Alex.
Dajo.
And there were people that believed it, and so they were like, "Can we spread this rumor that you have a kid?" And I went, sure, do it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, cool, I don't care. And people believed it. They're like, "Oh yeah, Don seems like a dad. He seems like a dad. Like he's very like responsible and blah 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 blah." Right. Anyway, They told some people, and then I remember getting a message sometime from a friend of mine, and she was like, "What's this I hear about you having a kid?"
Bro, and she lives in Adelaide. Like she's not like around here too.
Yeah,
And apparently like people from fields and stuff.
yeah,
We were part of like a youth group back in the day. So it's like
yeah.
you
So
know,
like
they
there was
girls start
gossip.
talking and shit.
Yeah, and then it was like,
God bless Don San. I could just imagine that
Please,
every
Lord
single
God,
week.
Bless, bless his bastard child, David.
and yeah, and I was trying to figure out like how did you find out? And it was just people talking about it to other people.
Yeah.
And eventually they actually Christian Joseph, I think we were working at the stadium one time. We were bartending, and he spoke to me. He's like, "Hey bro, so I heard you got a kid." And I cracked up laughing. I swear. I was like, oh, okay. Who told you this? Because I wanted to see who was talking about me.
Yeah.
And
this is like us trying to like figure out who contracted what COVID.
it was contact tracing. It was contact tracing with the contact tracing.
But it's the rumor mill.
Man, you have to check in every single time you talk about Dave and
Can we
Joseph.
sidetrack track for a moment? I feel sorry for the barbecue guy, man. He just wanted barbecue, and now everyone knows he searched the whole state because of this COVID tracing thing. You can't hide your tracks with this shit.
Thing?
So yeah, the guy, the recent case in New South Wales,
Yeah.
it showed where he was, his contact tracing, and most of it was like barbecues galore in different suburbs.
Oh, right.
And then he also went to the meat store in Bondi Junction.
He just wanted to have a good time out.
Barbecue.
And now everyone's calling him the barbecue guy.